Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. So again, I'm coming back with Stained Glass Christmas and the beautiful Let It Snow with the snowman, the house, the little penguin, which is so cute, and the bear. So you get two of everything. We've got inserts with that snowman on, we've got inserts with the bear on, and then you've got your, this is the foiled cardstock with the snowman, and then you've got this one with the printed one with the bear. So I'm going to do, I'm not sure if it's just going to be one project today because it may take longer than normal, but I have been watching a video by Sassy LLC, Sarah Liz, and I liked what she did with a gatefold card, so I'm going to have a go at doing that today. So I'm going to start with my normal 6x12 cardstock, 300 GSM, and for this one I'm just going to go with a normal gatefold. So I'm just going to score at 3 inches on each end because I've got the smaller board, and then I'm going to give those a burnish down. Apologies about my hand, I did some gardening yesterday. A bit of a liability sometimes, I think, but just get that straight. Okay, so we've got our standard gatefold in a 6x6. Now let's bring in my trimmer, and the first thing I need to do is just take one of these edges and just take about 1 notch off. So you've just got that tiny little sliver, and that's just going to allow the mechanism to slide up and down. So for this, for now, what I'm going to do is just do my normal decorating. So actually I don't want gold, do I? I want black. Let's grab a piece of black foil. We're going to need another piece, but we'll see how we go. So for the inside, I'm going to go 2 notches under the 6 and 2 notches under the 6, and then these pieces need to be 3 inches. So I'm just going to grab another piece. I hadn't got that bit ready in my head, but we're still on the gold. And I'm going to come in 2 notches under the 3 on one side, and then 2 notches under the 6. Pieces here that we can use elsewhere. And then for that second side, I'm going to come 3 notches under the 3, because remember we took that slither off, and 2 notches under the 6. So hopefully that one should fit quite nicely onto there with our little board around it, and it does. Okay, so we will need some more bits later on, but what I'm going to do is concentrate on getting this bit made up first of all. So I'm bringing in the foiled cardstock, and I'm going to start by cutting this at, we'll go, actually I'm going to go 5 notches under the 6, because obviously we've got that extra notch that we should be able to save. So I'm going to start with this side. Actually, let's take it and turn it and cut it at 5 3/4, because we know that's what the length is going to be no matter what. And then we want 2 3/4. Yep, that one should fit onto there quite nicely. And then we want 2 3/4 minus 1. And that one should fit quite nicely onto there, like so. Okay, now I'm going to swap to my other little guillotine, because on the inside, of course, I am going to use the insert. I'm not using the snowman, I'm not using the bear, So I just want the decorative side of the insert, if I can find, there we go. Drag this snowman out because he's got the same background. I'm just going to cut a piece that's 5 3/4 squares. Okay, and that's going to be on our inside. Okay, so the glues I'm going to be using, they're going to be my usual ones. Got the Clow all-purpose glue in that one, and I'm going to be using my Crafter's Companion dispenser with the Clow tacky glue. Also going to be using the Crafter's Companion dotty pen because this is paper and I don't use tacky glue in the corners for paper because it can make it bubble up. The all-purpose glue is fine because it's got that alcohol content to it, so that is fine. So we're just going to pop that on, and if you didn't want to waste all of this movie card, you could of course do what you know, gut it. I hate that term, but it's just where you cut out the inside, so that is just the frame remaining. I'm just going to keep it as it is for now. What I want to do though, just give those a good finish down with this tool because it does flatten them a lot. Makes the score lines a bit more crisper. Okay, so now we're working with card and a card, so we can go back to our normal glues. A little bit of tacky glue in the corners, which just makes everything stick a little faster. Oops. And then that's just going to go in a little there, just give it a good press down because somebody will want to write on it at some point. And then we can just come in with our layers. The glue wants to come out. Oops. This is probably the quickest part of the video, and yeah, so this is the easy bit because we've done this a lot of times before. I've shown this many times on video. Gatefold card, but I like the off-center gatefold a lot more, to be honest, but I think for this one a normal gatefold is going to be better, mainly because I'm not sure how far over the topper I'm making is going to go. I'm hoping it's not going to fill the whole of the card, but I was worried it might come over the edge of the card if I did an off-center, so we'll see. Let's see how it turns out. Oops. I really love the way you get the pop of the white against the black. And obviously with these you could be embossing them using your dies or your stencils if you have any. You could be doing some embossed lines like Cat does sometimes to give a bit of texture. Okay, so that is the start of our card. And I think we're looking okay. Just make sure that's where I want that to be. Okay, so we can pop that to the side. And what I'm going to do is just cover my glues up for a second because we have some work to do. Okay, so for the next bit, you're going to need a piece of A4 card. I'm using the 300 GSM. It seemed to look okay, so I'm hoping it's going to work. But there is a chance that it may need to be lighter cardstock. So what I'm going to do is cut this at 4 inches and 4 inches. And then I'm going to turn those around and hopefully should get pretty much 2 squares out of each piece. So you need 4 the same. that. And obviously you could be doing this out of your, so if you've got any Matastic cardstock, you could be using that instead. But just be aware it is going to take one sheet of A4. Okay, and then if I come in with my school board, we do pop 2 of those there. Actually, what I will do is, yeah, see, I made the right decision because that's going to go pretty much over the whole of it. That's fine. Okay, so 2 needs to go there, 2 needs to come here. So on 2 of them, what you need to do is score along one of the diagonals. And again, along the diagonal. And then I'm going to come in with my little bone folder, porcelain bone folder. Just make sure I get those really, really crisp. And again, really, really crisp. Okay, so we've got our 2 pieces like so. And then I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to take both of my glues, and on one side I'm going to glue half of my triangle. And then what I'm going to do is line that up back on this square so it should fit perfectly. So just put that up. There we go, so that's number 1. And then I'm going to do the same with the other one. And it doesn't really matter where you glue it in this one because you could rotate it to fit on. So this is going to go on like so. Okay, so now you've got your diamond and you've got these 2 flaps on. Okay, and then this one I'm going to do is put glue over all of it and then pop a good amount of glue on there. And then we're going to make this into like a triangle sandwich. So that is going over the top, like so. So then what you've got is these 2 pieces that pop out like so. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just give that a minute or 2 to glue, but we need to do layers anyway, so let's come in with those layers. And did I have any of that? Just wondering, there we are. Some of this black back. So for my layers, what I'm going to do is do 2 notches under the 4. 2 notches under the 4. Now, do I want to use a piece of this or shall I use another insert? Because you're actually not going to see a lot of it behind. I think what I'm going to do is use another sort of plain side of the insert. So let's pop you out. Wrong trimmer for that. Nearly. Okay, come in with the guillotine. And as before, we're going to come in at 3 3/4. 3 3/4. And I can still use that insert because I usually only use half of it anyway. And then this should fit quite nicely onto there, and it does. So let's get that glued down. Again, it's paper. If you didn't want to use your insert and you didn't want to use the kit, then there's probably something in your Duo design pads, or you may have a spare piece of designed paper that was left over from another card. Like I say, you aren't really going to see a lot of this. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, just see how that it's going. Looks like it needs a little bit of glue there. So I'm just going to pop that in and pop my tweezers on. Let's get that clamped down. And I'm going to clamp on the other end as well, just to make sure they stay. And what I can do is just move ahead with my topper. So let's bring the topper sheet out if I haven't buried it. There it is. There we go. And I thought I would go with the beautiful little penguin. And then we need a little sentiment. Maybe Sent with Love at Winter Time. I think that's probably going to fit on here okay. You can always swap it out for one of the smaller ones if it doesn't. Okay. So remembering that that is going to go at an angle. Okay, so I need to decorate this accordingly. And I'm going to use all of the layers again. So let's go in, or let's just cut some of those in half. And just to go and tip pips off. I think that should be fine. And then just move him around. I know this is not the most interesting bit, but I need some more little bits. Okay, that's the red one. This is a cut off piece from the Hunkydory, this tiny little pad. And if I take off both sides, should be able to curve that round. Okay, so let's pop these off. You have to let me know what you think of this kit. I actually think it's really lovely and it's really different. It does really look nice on a shelf, but I kind of expected it to, because I don't know if you remember there was the sport one with the black foil on a couple of years ago. Oh, I think it's maybe 1 year, but I may be 2. And that on a mantelpiece, you put that with other cards, and the only thing the only thing you see is that one with the black foil. So this is one of my favourite Christmas kits so far. Actually, in a long time, I think, as well. Right, so remembering again that we're on the diamond, so we kind of need to pop that around about there. Then this one will go flat. Just got a bit of a lump of glue there, so we'll just tap that off. Pop that in and down. There you go. And then I've got some 2mm pads somewhere. Let's get a new pack. I think I've buried them under everything today. I was doing some other painting yesterday. I was not card making yesterday, but I was crafting. I was practicing painting dolls, which sounds a bit strange, but my sister's really into reborn dolls. So I was having a go at painting one. I used to do it a long time ago, but the paints that you used to use then had to be set in an oven, so you'd have to bake the doll basically at a sort of low heat for a certain amount of time, so that paints would be permanent. But and that was like years ago. I mean, talking about 10 years. But I wanted to try with these new air dry paints that they have. So we will see how it gets on. Okay, so I'm gonna. Do I want to put those on yet? No, I don't think I do, because it may well move. Let's see how this is going. Oops. And there we go. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of movement, because we are going to want to pop it on to our card. So this now is going to be mounted onto that piece, and then it's going to be the moment of truth. Oops. It's going on like so, and then or not. Okay, and then what this should do, clearly need to do it from that side, and I think the more this is done, the easier it's going to get. I'm going to slot that into let's go from there maybe. Okay, and then this side slot into there, and then this, although it's quite tight, slides onto there. Okay, that is quite tight, so I would say maybe take a notch off each side. So that's what I will do in the future when I attempt this. You can see, so then what they need to do is then slide that off. Like I say, I think the more you do it, the more it's gonna be hard to grab hold of it, and I don't want to move that topper. Yeah, it is quite tight. Okay, what I'm going to do is just slide that off. Bring in my guillotine, and I'm just going to take the tiniest little sliver off the white on both sides, just to see if that, yeah, and it's only a fly's eyelash. Like I say, when you put these together yourself, take a notch off each side. Hopefully it's just going to give us that little bit extra room. Okay, let's try again. So that one in. Let's just get that in, and then once it's on, oh, that does go, that works a bit better. Yeah, so I'd say take a notch off each side. I think even if you took 2 notches off, it wouldn't be terrible. But that is there. Okay, let's see on this one. Do we want, I think we want a smaller one. Maybe from, let it snow maybe. There, I think that one's going to be too big. Could put it on the inside, but I'm not going to. So let me just grab piece of this 2mm, and it will pop a little bit of glue on. Okay, so now we're just going to come in with some little black gems, maybe that size I think, and pop a couple of gems in each corner, and we'll go with these ones, and I'll swap it up with some other ones as well, some smaller sized. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got there. And then 1, 2, 3. Could do one more. Then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that is my finished first card. Didn't take as long as I thought. Like I say, I would take 1 notch off each side. You possibly could even take 2 notches off. I think you would get away with it and it would slide a bit smoother. But I'm definitely going to be trying that one again, maybe with that other circle topper, and I'll let you know how I get on. But it would have to slide down, and I guess if you were sending this to someone, you would have to be with them, or at least put a note in. Or you wouldn't be able to put a note in. You'd have to put something on the envelope just to say slide the topper down. But you can see that's moving a lot easier now. It's moved a few times. Just put that into place. There we go. But that is that. And I think also, just going back, I've just got a little bit of glue there. So let me just pop another gem on there. I know it's going to make an even amount, but it's better than having a blob of glue. There we go. Like your little pocket pads, if you've got a squarish image, that would be perfect, because you could go smaller with this enclosure. It's just a question of doing those diagonal folds. But hopefully it's given you something to think about. I'm quite happy with it really from a first attempt. I suspect this would probably be easier if it wasn't on the 300 GSM cardstock. Maybe next time I'll try using the Matastic cardstock, because that's a little lighter, and tone it in with my project that way. But I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, for my second card, I'm going to take a 5x7 card blank. I'm going to bring it in my scoreboard, and it's 7 that way, so half of 7 is 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. So, and I'm going to make a little easel card. I think this is a perfect width for these sort of arched toppers. Okay, just give that a really good pop down. Okay, so we've got our little start of our easel there. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. That way up. And I'm going to be using some black glitter card this time. So I need to pop my little leg out. So I'm going to do a piece for the base first of all, which is 7x5. So I'm going to take 2 notches off the 5, and then 2 notches off the 7. Nice piece for butterflies, that sort of thing there. And that should fit quite nicely onto the inside there. And then this one, I'm just going to do the 3.5x5. So it's going to be 2 notches under 3.5, and then 2 notches under the 5, and that should fit quite nicely onto there. And then if we come to our polar bear, I think let's cut this at 4 3/4. And I think I'm going to use an insert on the underside. So this just needs to be 3 1/4. So I've got a nice square there. And I'm going to pop that one onto there like so. So let me grab that insert that coordinates with this one and swap the trimmers. Now the problem I have is that my guillotine does not go up to 7. So what I'm going to do, obviously the 5 is going to be fine, but if I mark on here 6 3/4, I should, fingers crossed, be okay. So we'll keep the motif at the bottom. So we're going to go to 4 3/4, and then we're just going to go to that mark, just go underneath it. Hopefully it should be fine. Perfect. Okay, that was the worrying bit of this card. Okay, so all we need to do now is assemble that. So again, I'm going to use my tape pen on there. Obviously, if you've got the Hunkydory one, that's going to do exactly the same thing. Definitely do not want this to splurge because it may take some, it will upset the finish of the glitter card. Really good press down because we also want people to be able to write on it as well. And then for this one we can just come in with our normal glues because it's cardstock to cardstock. Okay, and then we can go ahead and pop these onto here. Okay, so that's looking good. This onto our top piece. So that's what we've got looking like at the moment. And then if I come back to the toppers, I'm going to use our lovely snow bear, polar bear. Just going to bring in these 2mm foam pads for the frame. No, that's not the frame, that's the frame. Those ones I started just now, there we go. Shoot these. Let me know if you're doing anything this weekend, anything fun. I'm going to try and do some more painting, and maybe a little later today if this all goes okay. And checking. Maybe a bit of gardening as well. I've got Definitely got to water the garden today because it's been so dry. Oh, do you know what I've done? You know what I've done, don't you? I've put it all over and I don't want to. Okay, what I'm going to do, because I am going to be using, pop that to the side, because I am going to be using all of this kit. Sometimes what I do is sell the other half of the kit, but I am going to be using all of this kit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal the frame out of here. That's because I'm thinking about the chicken my sister was making, because the whole house smells very nicely of chicken. Okay, now I need to put this topper in a safe place, and in a safe place where I will remember it. I'll pop it up there for a minute. Now what I can do, let's do it properly. Apologies guys, but at least you know I'm just the same as everyone else, because I'm sure everybody does it from time to time. There we go. And there. And a piece to go, so we can take that off now. I bet you were all saying, no, don't put them there. Oops. Never mind. It just means I will use it up first rather than going through them in the order, just to make sure I don't lose that frame. Now I have to remember to do the same on the polar bear. There we go. Okay, so a bit of tacky glue just to give us that little bit of wiggle room time. I need it for sure. And then with this one, because the topper is not going to be as high as the actual card itself, I don't have to worry about my placement so much, apart from where I'm putting those, where I've put those pads. Okay, does that look straight? It looks a little wonky on that side. That's a bit better, I think. Yeah. Okay, then this one, let's pop that in. Do I want to go flat, or do I want to go with some pads? I think rarely, I don't do this very often, but what I'm going to do is go flat with it, just to give that big difference between the frame and the topper itself. Because we've got those 2mm pads, there's quite a nice amount of dimension there. So that is how he is looking at the moment. You can see he is looking quite nice. Yep, I'm happy with that. And then let's grab the sheet. What did I do with the other topper? Okay, I'm going to pop this one out again. I've used the one, lost that one in my desk in those 5 minutes. Happens all the time. But we're going to use this as our support for it. I think I've got it quite nicely, about halfway. I'll use the 2mm pads, because the envelopes that I've got do allow for a bit of dimension. So I think 4mm, because that's what this will be when the card is closed, because we've got 2 here, and then that one's going to be on top 2, so that's going to be the 4.5 probably with the actual card stock. But my envelopes will allow for that. If yours don't, then it might be worth going a little bit more lower, a little more. That's not good English, is it? It might be worth using less depth in the pads. So I'm going to go to the left hand side, I'm going to try and get it straight. Come on now. It's definitely not straight. Okay, that's better. I think that's better. Okay, then we just need some gems. I'm thinking, shall I bring in some blue down the bottom, maybe, to echo these blues up here? And I'm going to go, actually what I'm going to do is do an icicle on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I may not have got my glue in the right places. Let's go from there. Oh, I didn't notice that they have sizes on them. That's cool. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, they put them in the wrong way around, I think, on the top. Okay, so I'm going to have it going. No, I'm not going to put. Come here. Have it going downwards. So let's move up to the top. One of these. There, move you round. Come on, just want one of you, not you, because you're the same size as that last one. You up a little bit. So you're not lost. And one of these, come on, fall over it, that's you. And a teeny tiny one. That way, and this glue will dry clear. But that's the little gems that I'm going to do. I'm actually going to move these smaller ones. It's harder to keep in the centre up there. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so let's bring back in cards. I'm just going to quickly cover up my glues. So we've got this one with the easel, so I'll just bring that up to show you. Okay, you could add some glitter on here if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that today. And then we've got this one with our enclosure. Like I say, I think the more you use it, it's not the easiest thing to manage, to be fair. So it might be worth not giving this to your 90-year-old nana whose hands don't work, or in my case, a 50-year-old not so nana, their fingers don't work. But I think it's just something different, isn't it, to show you. And I'm guessing if you put the extra space on here, there is no reason why you couldn't perhaps put a gift card on the back of there, and then use it as, you know, so when they take that off, there's a surprise. It's just getting that in the right place. It is a fiddle. I don't think it's a card I would send to everybody, but it's another take on that. Okay, so that is it for today. So hopefully you're having a great weekend. I will see you again on Monday. It's supposed to be super hot here in the UK on Monday, possibly up to 34 degrees. So I'm going to be melting. I don't like the hot. I'm more a polar bear. Well, except for my firewood now makes me feel the cold more, but I do like the cold more than the hot. But yeah, I'll be coming back with the last one of these stained glasses. I did get my members free gift yesterday, so I have got the gnomes, but I am sort of conscious that the last couple of months have been purely Christmas. So what I might do is just have a little break, maybe 1 or 2 little crafts with something that is not Christmas, before we come back to these beautiful gnomes. But that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and happy crafting. Bye.